Welcome everybody to a new video. This is going to be a short army showcase. I'm sure from this picture you can tell that this is a Knights Hospitaller army, or Milites Christi, as I believe they call it in Saga. For me, the Knights of St.John, of the Order of St.John, or Knights Hospitaller, have always been an interesting area for me, having been to Malta several times in my younger years, seen Valletta Harbour, some of the fortifications that were used during the siege, and then watching a number of films over the years, admittedly not particularly entirely historically accurate, those ones with Orlando Bloom, for example, but great entertainment. And when Saga came out a number of years ago now, originally, and they brought out the Crusaders supplement, or Crusades supplement, for me there was only one army I wanted to collect. So I'm going to show you a little bit of my small collection as is, and this could also be used for several other rule sets. Again, a multi-use army. The Lion Rampant Crusade Estates handbook, which I'll show you in a little bit. Superb supplement to Lion Rampant. The Osprey set from Dan Mersey. And there are a number of other rule sets out there as well, where this type of army could be used. Things like Open Combat, if you wanted a skirmish game, or of course you could even probably use it with things like Sword and Spear, or To the Strongest, as long as you've got your basing system set accordingly. So let's get into looking at the figures and see what we've got. So you're looking here at my Hospitaller force as is at the moment. So we've got, to give you a brief overview, Crossbowmen unit at the front, some foot men at arms, three different unit types there, and then we've got mounted over here and at the back, along with a commander stroke general, a priest, and some mercenary foot soldiers as well there. So this is a force I've accumulated over a number of years. Again, some I've painted myself, some I have to confess I have purchased. I've tried, even with the ones I've purchased, to get the basing looking reasonably similar by painting all the edges black, and tried to, where necessary, changing the tufts, etc., to show them sort of looking some similarity, should I say, between bases. But overall, I do enjoy playing with these. I think they look great. I love the shield, the big shields, sort of Flemish shields as they are. I just like this force. I think it's fun to use. It's aggressive. You need to use it aggressively, and you get some quite interesting results. It doesn't always go your way. It's not really a defensive army, although of course you've got the foot troops there who can hold a line if needed. So I'm just going to zoom in a little bit, show you each of the units, and then I will just show you how these forces would break up into the various forces or armies for Lion Rampant Crusade Estates and for Saga Age of Crusades. So these are my line crossbow units. Use these chaps in most of my games and my army lists. Most of these chaps have padded jackets or chainmail. They're still pretty reasonably armoured, bearing in mind they're crossbows. Just to sort of show you the backs of some of those. But there's a unit of 8 there, available for all different uses and purposes. Most of these figures that I have are Fireforge. When they brought out their Crusader boxes, love the figures, love the variations that you can make with them, and I think they look pretty special. So that's the Crossbowmen. So these are one of the foot units, as you can see there, and I bought these. Some of the shields have battle damage, which I really like the way that's been done. I don't know if you can see this one here a little bit closer. Let's see if we can zoom that in a bit better. It's about as good as I can get it, I'm afraid. But yeah, really nice effect on those. And again, you can see the various weaponry, the things that are being used there as well from that point of view. So yeah, nice variation of poses. Again, types of shields, and the emblems, all similar themed, but yeah, that's one of the units there. So the second unit, again a foot unit here, are mainly foundry figures. These ones, slightly different poses, but again nice selection, and I think complement quite nicely the other ones. And if you look at the two standing side by side, in terms of height, you know, they're pretty much the same from that point of view. So Fireforge and Foundry 28s, quite compatible from that point of view. The Fireforge are probably a little bit chunkier in terms of the stature of the figures. So if you turn them around like so, oops, let's just see there. Yeah, there's not much in it, but they're probably just slightly chunkier from that point of view. So these are one of my mounted units. Again, really nice figures. Fireforge again. So we've got the pennants on some of these chaps, with the OrderofSt.John and the Hospitaller figures themselves. So again, nice shield designs. Obviously it's a similar theme here throughout, with the black and the white, but bringing in the splash of red I think is a nice touch there. And again, look quite a fearsome unit when you get them on the table. Quite an imposing unit from that point of view. So this is my priest. I believe this is a gripping beast figure, on one of the Renadra bases. Nice model. Use this either as a warlord or as a priest. Certainly in Saga more as a priest, but for other rule sets, yeah, could be adapted as a leader quite easily from that point of view. So that's the priest figure there. And then my kind of warlord stroke leader figure there. So again, this is gripping beast, metal figure, I believe. Again, that kind of religious aspect of the figure, but I quite like him as well. He's quite a character. And I've added a bit of splash of red again to sort of bring out the browns and the black and white a little bit more. I think that kind of again just dresses the figure quite nicely with the horse furniture there. So I hope you like that one. Let's show you some more units. So mounted unit number 2. again with pennants. Again, nice different kind of poses with the models. Let's show you it this way so you can kind of get a feel for that one. Again, just a nice close up there. Hopefully you can kind of get a good feel for how he looks. The light is pretty bad again there. You just see his flesh on his face there. Sorry, it's not coming out very well, but yeah, you can see him there. He looks ready to get into the charge. But again, that's mounted unit number 2, and we'll just show you mounted unit number 3. So mounted unit number 3 is mainly hand weapons as opposed to big lances. So we've got axes on these 2 chaps here, and a mace and sword armed. So again, just a little variation. If you're playing different rule sets, you can mix up the figures a little bit. Hopefully, as I say, you can get a reasonable idea there of them. Most of these guys are wearing covered helmets. That's why you can't see any flesh on those. They do look quite dark in this light, so apologies for the quality of the pictures there. This is my final Hospitaller foot unit. Again, lots of really nice poses, loving the big shields, and this gentleman's carrying a cross as well, to try and boost the morale of his fellow comrades as they go into battle. But hopefully you can get a good gist of, again, these chaps and what they offer on the table. As I say, I really enjoy playing them, and I think they look fabulous on the table when you get them en masse coming into contact. You can just see his facial details there. Let's pull another one in. So you can get a little gist of, again, this little gentleman and what he's about. So apologies for the there you go, that's slightly better. So that's the bread and butter troops, and that just leaves our mercenary unit to finish off. So these are the mercenaries, or perhaps another Crusader order that could be supporting my force. I use these mainly in Saga if I want to use mercenary units. Sometimes I'll use these, for example, as maybe Flemish mercenaries or something else, or if I just want an extra infantry unit to complement the force, then I can use them for that as well. But again, the Fireforge models, shield transfers, and yeah, I think they're quite nice. Again, a nice mix of poses, as is always available with the box sets. And I've got another unit which I haven't fully assembled as yet, which again could be used for exactly the same purpose. So that's the force in detail. I'm just going to show you to round up a couple of force dispositions, and that will probably be it for this week's video. So this is potentially a 9-point Saga army. Very seldom I would use that many. We normally play 4 to 6 points for an average game at the club. So the warrior units, foot warrior units here. The priest would be a point, I believe. Warlord normally is 3. Then you've got another foot unit of warriors here, mounted Hearthguard units, and as I say, potential mercenary unit there as well. The crossbows are or come under warriors foot. This army doesn't have any levy options at all. But yeah, that's how we will be looking setup wise for Saga, and of course then we could build bigger or smaller units depending on how we wanted to allocate those once we've purchased the units with the points. So if you go to the Age of Crusades book, you'd be able to find this army list under the Milites Christi with the rules and the battle boards. So these are my Lion Rampant army. So this will be my light infantry 12-man unit, predominantly crossbow armed, so they will be crossbows. Rather than light cavalry or terciophiles, I've gone for 2 units of foot, but I would like to get some of those for light cavalry. I'm going to use these as my medium cavalry, so these are my normal line cavalry, and then my heavy cavalry are the ones with lancers at the back. The only other thing I need to complete this force is a small unit of 6 skirmishers. I probably would be able to take those from some of my other collection. I've got some monks, for example, armed with slings. They probably will be quite nice skirmisher figures in this particular force. Or of course I could just use some archers, mercenaries, etc., something like that. But I hope it just gives you a flavour that collecting one army means you can use it for various rule sets. I've just given you some ideas for 2, but of course there's probably many more that could be adapted. But I hope you've enjoyed seeing my Knights Hospitallers, and it's inspired you to go out and find a little bit more or try some of the games that I've mentioned. Thanks for listening, and see you again next time.